Hey, what is going on, everybody? Nick Rizzo here, StrivenLife.com. Day 18 of Striven Daily, and today we are talking about leveraging your ADHD and the morning routine. I'm going to be doing 9 days of 9 different ways you can start to implement certain things into your life to start. Oh, why did I have these on? That's awkward. To start leveraging your ADHD as a strength. Building certain habits and processes that could be more beneficial to you in order to start taking control over some aspects of our ADHD, to start minimizing some of those negative aspects and start building upon some of the positive ones. All right. Again, these are all coming from, over these 9 days, from the ebook that I just put out yesterday, the ADHD Entrepreneur Advantage, 9 ways to set up yourself and your business up for success. This is just version 1. I'm going to be continually updating this and improving it for you all. So if you download it, I will be sending you updated versions whenever that gets updated. And if you're interested as an entrepreneur in the free 5-day strategic goal mapping challenge for massive clarity, focus, and momentum in your business, that is launching this Tuesday, October 24th. I'm super pumped about it, guys. Check that out in the description as well. But so the first thing that has been, again, these are things that I have gone out, learned about, researched for, attempted on my own, pieced together in different ways in order to help myself and my ADHD, and I've done it with others as well, and it has shown to be helpful for them. And some of this is based in science, and some of this is studies to support it. So just going to be talking a little bit about that today. So the first thing that I originally started doing when I was like, all right, I need to start getting control over my ADHD if I want to be able to be in a position to actually build a successful business. Right, we know this disorder can get in the way sometimes for ourselves. And I mean, the one thing I started doing was I realized that my mornings consisted of waking up, taking my dog outside, and then having a cup of coffee. And everything after that was just kind of whatever happened. And I realized I was lacking that structure in my mornings to really set the pace, to as the quote says from Henry Ward Beecher, the first hour of the morning is the rudder of the day. What you do in that first hour, that structure, that attention for yourself, that self-care, self-love type stuff, really does set the tempo for the day. It sets your mood, your energy, your direction. So I started working towards that. And what I started to focus on was, how can I slowly start to build up a set of habits that makes a routine for myself that focuses on a couple different keystone habits. If you don't know what a keystone habit is, it is something that if you start to do, for example, if you start to go to the gym, what a keystone habit does is that it isn't just going to the gym. It's because you're taking that action and you have that happening occurring on a daily or a regular basis, it starts to filter into the rest of your life. Like you may question the foods you're going to eat. You may question, should I have this extra, drink if you're out at dinner? It starts to carry over into your life. That's what Keystone's habits are all about, and that's why I try to target those into my morning routine. So essentially, I've gone from having nothing as a morning routine, and the first thing I started to build into as a habit was reading, right? Just a constant, continuous, lifelong learning is something that is so valuable, so passionate, I'm passionate about, and reading books that are going to help me specifically in ways that I'm looking for it to help me. So I read a lot of self-help, self-improvement, or business or habit formation type books. And so that's what the first thing I do every morning is I read a minimum of 25 pages. Because we all know that reading has immense benefits in a wide variety of aspects of our life. And if I'm starting off my day, hitting myself with some supportive knowledge that's going to help improve me, then I'm starting off my day in a really positive manner, in a really positive motion in order to continually try to grow and improve. After I got that down in a habit, it took about a week and a half where I just got up and the flip switched. I knew what I had to do, and I went and I did it habitually. The next thing was I started doing 20 minutes of deep breathing exercises, which ended up becoming 20 minutes of meditation. Everyone I know, you hear about it all the time. It's this woo-woo, whatever type stuff. But meditation is so friggin' amazing, right? Every time I do it, I leave that meditation session almost like I'm on a high, right? And you should all in this group, the ADHD group, like you should all know that high is coming because meditation has been shown to increase the efficiency of the use of dopamine and the amount of dopamine, as well as tons of other health benefits. And ADHD isn't a dopamine deficit disorder in some aspects. Because we don't have that dopamine, or because it's not used properly, we struggle to do certain things like have attention, be able to focus, and all the other symptoms that we deal with. And so meditation has been crucial for that. And I can tell you, on the days that I don't do my meditation, I'm a drastically different human being. I'm less passionate towards my wife. I'm less engaged with my day. I'm less productive. And so, yeah, after I did that the first couple of times, I was like, all right, this is already going to be a habit because I feel the benefit immediately. The next thing is simple. After I do my meditation, I have a glass of water. Why? Because we all know that, that's when I usually start to get to work, is after this morning routine. And we all know that with our ADHD and our symptoms, that like once we get going, it can end up being like 5 p.m. and we started working at like 10 a.m. and we could realize that we haven't eaten or having a drink since, because we get into our little tunnel vision, hyper-focused state, and we don't really think about it. So I make sure I start off my day at least with some sort of healthy nutrition and hydration and a glass of water. Additionally, I do a glass of water with apple cider vinegar just because it's good for our gut microbiome. It's hugely important for us, especially with ADHD. We want to make sure we're getting all the right nutrients, minerals, and with the food that we are eating are being broken down effectively. We are getting the healthy aspects that we want out of it, and what we don't need is being excreted. And where our microbiome is so hugely important for overall health. I mean, it's been shown over the past couple of years to play a role in our mental health, our emotional health, joints, inflammation diseases, and tons of other stuff. So that was why I decided to put that in there. Simple exercise. Every day I wake up and I walk 1 to 2 miles while listening to a podcast. Right when I wake up in this process of this morning routine. Why? Because exercise is important. Also, just getting up and getting moving helps me build up my energy and start the day in a right way that gets me feeling a lot better. And plus, as we all know, exercise has been shown to boost neurotransmitters and endorphins like dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. Hugely beneficial for us as individuals with ADHD, and it's beneficial for everybody. It's just simple, right? It's good. Go do it. And then I have a couple other things that I do in this morning routine. But the point is, you can actively choose and select what you would like to start doing in your mornings or during your day, building these small habits that can really drastically change that day, make you feel better that day. And as we do this on a daily basis, I have noticed in myself and in 2 of the clients that I've been doing this with, specifically this type of work, the difference for themselves, their self-confidence, their enjoyment, their fulfillment, their relationships. These are all things that are starting to improve because they're starting off that day and they're setting aside time for themselves. They're valuing their time. They're valuing themselves and saying, no, nothing gets in the way of right now, because right now is my hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is you set aside. This is my time to work on me and to take this time to improve myself and ensure I have a much better day. So how can you start doing something with this, right? How can you start building your morning routine? These all start by forming habits. And habits are made up of 3 different things. A trigger, something that happens that is going to tell you to then take a certain, the cue is the trigger, right? So once that trigger goes off, it cues you to do something. That something that we do is the action we take in that habit. And then after we take that action, there's a reward. We feel something out of it, or it leads us into something that we typically know is going to be there. Like if you're someone who, I don't even know, I'm trying to think. If you're someone that as soon as you wake up, the first thing you do is you go to coffee, like me, there's a reason why you go straight to there, because you know that reward is going to be coming, where you get that caffeine, you get that hit, and it boosts that dopamine and it makes you feel better, and it gets your kind of your fix going already. And that's that reward. And that's why we go and do it. We go right to it as fast as possible. So choose something. Choose one thing that you think is going to be beneficial for you. Okay, it could be reading. It could be meditation. It could be exercise. But just choose one. All right? And with that one thing, set a timer that when you wake up, I want you to set another timer 10 or 20 minutes after that, reminding you to go and do that one thing. To make sure over the next 14 days that you go and do that one thing. Excuse me. And give it that time, that 2, 3, 4 weeks of time, in order for it to become something that's habitual, that when you wake up, you know the only thing that you have to do is to go and do that first, and then your day begins. Okay? Because that is super powerful. It is super helpful for us overall, especially if you're doing something like exercise or meditation, specifically for us with ADHD. It has been life-changing for me. And I, like, seriously, not to be corny or anything, but I think it was about like a couple months ago, I was out with my wife shopping, and I usually hate shopping. But about 2 weeks before that, I started doing these morning routines. And we're out shopping, and I'm having fun. I'm talking to her. I'm talking to people we're running into. I'm not like huffing and puffing and being a grumpy little kid about everything. I'm enjoying myself. And she was like, "This is so weird." And I'm like, "What is?" She's like, "You're really happy all the time now. And even when you're shopping." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's pretty nice, right?" And this is the one thing that I had changed over that past 2 months, up until that point where I was shopping, like at that day that we were shopping a few months ago. You know, and these are the things that I started to implement into my days that made drastic differences in my life. I have been growing as a better person ever since I started building a morning routine. And once I've noticed the impact that those things had on me in my life and my business, it has only set the stage for what I'm going to begin to do moving forward, because now I know the benefits. I felt them. I experienced them. I'm living in them. So I encourage you to choose at least one thing. Build it into a morning routine. If you have to wake up 30 minutes earlier to do 20 minutes of meditation and have a glass of water, do it. Trust me, you will not regret it. Okay? And if you need help setting up a habit, right, feel free, reach out, contact, or ask a question if you're in the ADHD group. I'd love to help. It's what I do, and it's what I love doing. But that is the first tip that I'm going to be giving over the next 9 days, is to start working on building a morning routine, building that habit of that morning routine. Guarantee you that as you do that and you slowly build out that morning routine, you're going to notice drastic differences in your days, and how you feel, and your mood, and your emotions, and your mindset, mental state, everything. All right. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. It's a late one. Kind of tired, so I apologize if my energy isn't as up as usually. But again, guys, you can check out all of this in the ADHD Entrepreneur Advantage, 9 ways to set yourself up for your business and yourself up for success. Click the link, download it there. And again, if you're interested in the free 5-day strategic goal mapping for massive clarity, focus, and momentum in your business challenge, it's starting October 24th. Click that link, check it out, sign up, get your ass in there. And if you bring someone in with you, you are automatically entered into a giveaway to get a free 1-hour coaching session with me. So it's worth something. All right. So until tomorrow, it's been Nick Rizzo, StrivenLife.com. Have a good night.